Now, the FBI investigated this case as a possible hate crime because Bee Love was a transgender woman.
A transgender woman found dead inside a burning car.
Searching for the gun from 3 years ago that was used to murder a trans woman named Bee Love.
Hendry County investigators make an arrest in the brutal killing of Bee Love.
A 23-year-old black transgender woman from Florida named Bee Love Slater was found burned beyond recognition inside her own car. She was said to be the 18th transgender woman to be killed just that year. Chillingly, even up to the day of her murder, Bee Love was said to be receiving death threats and loathsome hate for being a transgender woman while she fled from her hometown. Bee Love Slater, also known as Bowman Slater VI at birth, was born in Pahokee, Florida, and was known to be loved immensely by family, friends, and neighbors around the area. She was described to be a kind person with a good heart that would never harm anyone. When she turned 18 years old, Bowman decided to choose a new name for herself. She chose something that embodied her values and what she cherished the most: love. From then on, she became known as Bee Love. Family and friends also described Bee Love's fondness for music and for her idols, specifically Queen Bee herself, Beyoncé. Jokingly, they even said she had a dramatic personality and was always full of energy. She cared about her family so much that she was always providing for them while working as a security guard. She catered to their every need, from taking them to school, doctor's appointments, or even just hanging out with them on a day off. She'd be ready to go. She wasn't always as confident as first, though. Close friends said that Bee Love's coming out to her family took a while. In fact, she didn't share much of her transformation as a transgender woman with her family until the time that the transformation was complete. And from there on, there was no stopping her and her confidence. It was an uphill journey for her, but this didn't faze her at all. She thought that if the people in the area were still moving at a snail's pace when it came to accepting her, maybe it was time to move somewhere where people did. And finally, in 2019, Bee Love thought about moving to Atlanta, a new place where people would be accepting of her transgender identity. She saved money for the move and even said to a friend that she was willing to sleep in her car until she found a job and a place to stay, just as long as she was out of Florida. Another thing that spurred her to put her plan into action was that Bee Love had apparently been receiving messages from certain people who were threatening to hurt her. She posted on social media that she had received harassing messages that scared her, pushing her to move out as soon as possible. And move she did, on that fateful day of September 4th. On the quiet and early morning of September 4th, 2019, local police received a call from witnesses who saw a burnt car parked on the side of the road just outside a neighborhood in Clewiston, Florida. Police raced to the scene and immediately got the situation under control and blocked the area off. There, inside a PT Cruiser vehicle, they found what appeared to be a human body burnt to a crisp and beyond any recognition as to who it might have been. Authorities wasted no time teaming up with forensic experts and analyzing the body and the scene. They even had to use dental records to identify the body. Lo and behold, a few days later, they finally identified the body to be that of Bee Love Slater, a black transgender woman who was reported to have fled from her hometown just before the tragic event. She was only 23 years old. Steve Whitten, the Hendry County Sheriff, reported that the investigators were initially treating the case as a possible homicide.
That we are steadfast in locking those up who are responsible or had anything to do with this crime.
Seeing as not enough evidence was found to link it as a hate crime. "We don't have anything that would show that it's a hate crime right now," he said. "We possibly have a motive, but we can't say what that is at this time." According to further investigation and autopsy reports, Bee Love was said to have been tied up and shot before being scorched together with her car. The perpetrator likely would have wanted to get rid of any traces of having Bee Love identified before fleeing and hiding. Sheriff Whitten assured the public that they would follow every lead and any information they could get to find whoever is responsible, and that included searching within the few miles from the area where Bee Love's body was found.
Hendry County Sheriff says they've been searching canals right along U.S. Highway 21 for that potential murder weapon,
as well as social media posts and comments. Friends of Bee Love also came forward,
especially for her, he wasn't, or she wasn't just her son or her daughter. They were best friends. Bee Love was best friends with everybody because everybody loved her.
and recounted Bee Love confiding in them about the harassing messages she received days prior to her murder about people wanting to get rid of her. This prompted officials to look into her social media posts. They found a series of posts that were disturbingly straightforward about wishing harm on Bee Love. Initially, Florida police didn't have any suspects or leads. One of the first suspects they had arrested in 2019 was Jamson Richmond, 29, who was also believed to have killed another man who was found in a canal in South Bay. Sheriff Whiddon told reporters that social media was an essential part of their investigation. He and his officers followed up on tips and leads, and after scouring through social media, they were led to a post on Facebook. The post was made before Bee Love's death and horrifyingly read, "Somebody need to kill Bee Love." With the help of modern-day technology, officers quickly pinpointed the location of where the message had been posted from. Immediately, they searched the nearby residences within a 2 to 3 mile radius from where Bee Love's body was discovered, and found that it was indeed linked to Richmond's last known address. As triumphant as this sounded, sadly, no arrests were made. Fast forward to December 2021, after years of ongoing investigation, teaming up with the FBI, and interviewing hundreds of people, officials arrested 35-year-old Marcus Linnell Thompson from Moore Haven. Specific details have not been released as of today, though it is said that Thompson remains in jail with no bond.
Investigators say this man, Marcus Thompson, is now charged with homicide and arson after the fact.
Although the investigation still continues and a trial is yet to be set, Sheriff Whiddon has again assured the public that they will do their absolute best to solve the case. He currently cannot confirm the motive as of now, but says that Bee Love's family is overjoyed with the progress of the case and the arrest. Bee Love's case continues to be one of the most gruesome cases officials have seen. Bee Love Slater will forever be in the hearts of her loved ones, and her memory spent with them will be cherished. Her kind and good heart will forever be remembered by those whom she has touched, which is why those left behind continue to demand justice. Our society needs to work to ensure trans people can live without fear, the American Civil Liberties Union of Florida said in a statement about Bee Love's tragic demise. In a separate interview, a mental health advocate from Florida, Gabrielle Lee Hurst, aired out her sadness over what had happened. "She was a human being more than anything," said Hurst. "She was out and proud, but it came at a cost, and she was afraid that she was in danger. She was bigger than the very small town that she was in. She wanted to spread her wings and get out of there, build her life bigger than that. She wanted to live and experience life, advance in her transition, get her gender marker and name changed. That much I do know." To this day, there seems to be no new word about Bee Love's case. The last update came in 2022 when Hendry County officials, together with the Criminal Investigation Division and a dive team, were reported to be searching a canal area in Florida, including the highway between Clewiston and Moore Haven. Unfortunately, no significant evidence was unearthed or made public. Family and friends continue to seek justice to this day for Bee Love, while support groups, mental health advocates, and anti-racism organizations continue to do whatever they can to help protect our fellow brothers and sisters from any attacks being thrown at them for just being who they want to be. These groups also hope to instill the notion of peace and the chance to live together harmoniously, regardless of shape, size, orientation, and preferences. Bee Love Slater's legacy lives on. Although the family grieves and longs for the perpetrators to be brought to trial despite the years that have passed, they continue to balance their pain and sorrow by learning to move forward and keeping Bee Love's memory alive and adored.